Have you ever wondered how food stays fresh in cans for so long? The answer to this question can be traced back to the 19th century, when a Frenchman named Nicolas Appert invented the canning process. Appert's innovation was born out of necessity as he sought ways to preserve food for the French army during the Napoleonic Wars. His method involved placing food in glass jars, sealing them, and then boiling the jars to kill bacteria. This technique revolutionized food preservation and became indispensable during long expeditions in times of war, when fresh food was scarce or non-existent. Over the years, canning has evolved from a large-scale industrial process to a common household practice. The glass jars have been replaced with tin cans and more recently, aluminum ones. Today, we see canning as a way of preserving seasonal fruits and vegetables, making homemade jams, sauces, and even as a fun hobby. From a means of survival to a hobby for many, canning has indeed come a long way. But how does it fare against other food preservation methods? Food preservation is an age-old practice, and canning is just one way to do it. Yet canning holds a special place among the various preservation techniques available. Now let's compare it with other methods like drying, freezing, and pickling, to name a few. Drying is one of the oldest methods of food preservation. It works by removing moisture from food, thus inhibiting the growth of bacteria, yeast, and molds. However, the downside is that it can lead to a significant loss of nutrients, especially vitamins A and C. Plus, the texture and flavor of the food can change dramatically. Freezing, on the other hand, is a more modern method that helps maintain the nutritional value of the food. But it requires constant electricity to keep the food frozen. Any power outage could potentially spoil the food. Also, not all foods freeze well. Fruits and vegetables with high water content can become mushy once thawed. Then there's pickling, which involves preserving food in an acidic solution, usually vinegar. This method can give foods a unique flavor, making pickles a favorite among many. But similar to drying, pickling can also lead to a loss of certain nutrients. Now let's turn our attention to canning. This method involves sealing food in airtight containers and then heating them to kill or weaken any bacteria, yeasts, or molds that could cause the food to spoil. Canning not only increases the shelf life of food but also helps maintain its nutritional value. While it does require some equipment and know-how, canning offers longevity that few other methods can match. It allows a wide variety of foods, from fruits and vegetables to meats and seafood, to be preserved. This versatility is another feather in canning's cap. So each method of food preservation has its pros and cons. But when it comes to longevity, nutrient preservation, and versatility, canning truly shines. Indeed, with its benefits, canning stands tall among its peers. But how exactly does the process work? We'll delve into that in the next scene, so stay tuned. Canning might sound complicated, but it's quite simple when you break it down. Let's journey through this age-old process that has been keeping our food fresh and safe for centuries. First up is preparation. This involves selecting the best quality produce, fresh from the farm or your own backyard. It's crucial to choose fruits and vegetables at their peak ripeness and free from blemishes or disease. Once selected, the produce is cleaned and chopped, ready for the next step. Next, we move on to the filling stage. The prepared food is packed into the cans. Whether it's a jar of Grandma's secret tomato sauce or a can of peaches, every piece is carefully placed to ensure maximum capacity. But remember, it's also important to leave some space at the top for expansion during processing. Now comes the sealing. The cans are hermetically sealed with a lid, creating an airtight environment. This step is crucial to prevent the entry of bacteria or other contaminants that could spoil the food. Finally, we reach the processing stage. The sealed cans are heated to kill any remaining bacteria, yeasts, or molds. This heating process also drives out the air, creating a vacuum seal that helps preserve the food. Each step in the canning process plays a vital role in ensuring the food stays fresh and safe to consume. From the careful selection of produce to the final sealing and processing, it's a meticulous operation that's been perfected over the years. And there you have it, the secret behind the magic of canning. Now that you know how canning works, why not give it a shot? Think about the satisfaction of preserving your own food, the taste of summer in a jar during cold winter months. Start with simple recipes, maybe some sweet strawberry jam or tangy dill pickles. As your confidence grows, you can venture into more complex preserves. The joy of canning is not just in the process, but also in sharing your preserved delicacies. So go ahead and share your canning experiences with us.